If you're an ambitious artist but lazy, then you need to watch this video because of all the people telling you to be consistent and just be disciplined and just start doing. I'm actually going to offer you different advice that works for me because this is how I overcame my inconsistency. Not as an artist, but as a YouTuber, as a loop maker. I send loops out to producers every day. I make at least like 2, 3 loops a day, and sometimes I really don't want to because that task is garbage. And as an artist, the tasks you're facing are garbage. Everybody wants to like film the expensive music video and work with Drake and, just drive the Lambos around like the big artists do. But the truth is that you're a small artist, you're a small fry, and that's okay. All you need to do is understand it and accept it and move like a small fry. Here's what I mean. I overcame my inconsistency issues by actually playing video games. And people will say, "What the fuck? Gaming is procrastination. How do you like learn anything from gaming?" Well, I enjoy strategy games. And this one game in particular called Mountain Blade Bannerlord is one of my all-time favorites. And in Bannerlord, if you never played, you can take over the whole world. As a medieval warrior, you can take every city, every town in the game. You can have everybody bow down to you and your army, but you can't do it right away. Before you take even your first castle, there's a bunch of boring shit you gotta do in that game to level up. Every 100 gold counts early on, even though later you spend it by the thousands and it doesn't matter. You spend your early hours fighting looters, the weakest armies in the game, just bandits basically. And you gotta take your time doing that. You have to kill as many of these looter packs as possible to level up and basically get to the good stuff as fast as possible. And life, in many ways, is a strategy game as well, or so I like to view it, because you look at things and everything is a strategy. Maybe it's big, maybe it's small, and right now, most people in the world are small. So they gotta move like they're small. You gotta go out and you gotta kill the shittiest, smallest looter armies, and you gotta kill them by the packs, and you gotta do it 1,000 times over before you get a big army and actually go and take cities and do the fun shit. Accept the idea that you're down in the mud and you gotta shovel shit for a while. You're not above it, because if you were above it, you'd be at a high level already, and you're not. Again, not blaming. I'm giving you a solution. Just accept the idea that the earliest grind, those first steps you take, grinding out that content when nobody's watching, grinding out those songs when your sound isn't fully developed yet, but you gotta get them out because you gotta test them and see how they do. So you gotta put out a lot of singles early on, a lot of content. You gotta actually do more early on in your career than you do later on, which is crazy, but that's just the situation. It is the way it is. You gotta grind the looter bands before you get to grind and face enemy lords, take enemy towns. It's just the way it is, and that's okay. Without doing the boring shit, you are not going to level up and you're not going to get to do the good shit. Because imagine this, if you have an army of only like 5 people, how can you possibly take a city? You need to grow your army first. To grow your army, you need to get the gold. To get the gold, you need to put up with your shitty job that you're doing. Or you need to monetize as an artist as fast as possible and start making money from that. But you do still need to put in the shitty, boring grind work because that's just stage zero. You're not even at stage one, you're at stage zero of the game. And to get to stage one is where you actually have some money to spend on your career. You got to do the boring free shit. You got to bootstrap it. When investors in the VC world, I got a bunch of friends who are venture capitalists and they're like in that type of environment. Before a business is accepted into any sort of venture capital firm where they even look at giving you money, you need to have either one of two things. You need to have either like a really crazy solid idea, and I'll explain more of what I mean, or you need to be bootstrapped, which means you are already making money, even at stage zero. Okay. And so the reason having a crazy idea works in the startup world, but not in the music world, is because every music idea is the same, there are a lot of talented people out there. So there's actually a difference. It's very, very common to find a person who's making good music, and it's very, very uncommon to actually find a good business idea. That is the difference. So people are willing to invest in a good business idea that has no money, but people are not willing to invest in a talented individual that has nothing. Because there are a lot of talented individuals that never make it anywhere. It's just the stats. But if you are bootstrapped, which means your business is already earning money, even at stage zero, you're making some sales. They don't have to be big, they're just some, just only a little bit. People are willing to fund you so much easier in the VC world. So, what my friend who's a venture capitalist and he like gets a percentage for attracting venture capital into small businesses, he brokers them. What he does is he goes out there, he finds a firm that he believes in, and he says, look, get your first 10 fucking clients, okay? And if you get your first 10 fucking clients, I'll get you unlimited funding. We'll get you VCs, we'll get you millions of dollars. It's not a problem. And he goes out there, he helps them get those clients, and he gets a massive percentage of the capital that VCs give them. Because when VCs, the actual people who invest the money, see that you have something going on and it is working, even at a very small level, you get the money. You get the money over thousands of other businesses that don't make any money. And as an artist, it's the same. When you have something going for you, when you have something working, when you've grinded out with your early game bullshit gear, you have no money, you have no nothing, but you make something work. Labels are gonna show up, private investors are gonna show up, brands with brand sponsorships are gonna show up. More fans. The more fans you have, the more fans are gonna show up. That's how it works. It's a snowball effect. But to get the snowball moving, like actually imagine a big ass snowball in front of you and you gotta push it. If it's not moving yet, the greatest force you need to apply is to get the snowball rolling. Because once you roll it down the hill and it starts to gain its own momentum, all you need to do is give it smaller and smaller pushes so it keeps going. But that big first push, the biggest, the hardest, and you can't avoid doing it because you can't skip from step 0 to step 2. You got to take each step as it comes. And this big early effort is simply the thing you need to grind out, get it over with, and nothing will happen until you do. Chances are there's nothing going to be going on until you get some sort of motion. But the good news is, as soon as you get any motion, as soon as you find something that works even a little bit, people are going to come and they're going to help you. I'm talking labels, talking private investors, big managers are going to start getting an interest in you because now you're bootstrapped and you have something going on. So I want you to take that mentality and I want you to try and apply it to yourself. If you can get that first motion, you can get help. But until you do that, people just won't believe in you. I'm sorry, that's how it is. And if this video was helpful and it kind of shifted the way you're thinking, you're definitely gonna enjoy this one next.